Hello everyone, this is Daniel and today I'm going to show you a skill that I built for generating slides and it's called Magic Slide. And so why did I build a skill like this? Well, the original inspiration came from another skill by Zara called frontend-slides. It uses a front-end tech stack to create slides. Well, I think that is really interesting because when you use the front-end technologies to build slides and the possibilities become much wider. You can use HTML, CS and JavaScript to create more flexible slides, right? For example, in this demo, you can see this presentation has a progress bar and navigation, and there are some hover effects and even the cursor effect, right? And these are all very straightforward to implement when the slides are built as a web page, right? It's a web page. Well, that inspired me to build a similar skill when that fits my workflow and preferences. So that is what became Magic Slide. Well, the site you're looking at right now, magicslide.show, was actually created directly with this skill. One of the main things I wanted to recreate is a transition that I use all the time in Keynote, which is a magic move. Okay, this is the Keynote, and let me show you the magic move. I'm just create a new deck and for example, I just type some words, magic slide, and I copy this one, make the text bigger, yes, maybe 500, and I just selected all the slides and add a transition magic move, and it will transition smoothly, right? Magic move automatically creates a smooth transition between those two slides. I use it a lot because I think it's not just a visual effect, it is also very logical. When an object moves smoothly from the slide to the next one, and it tells the audience that these two slides are connected, okay? Well, I think that makes it much easier to explain ideas during a talk or a demo. Okay, let's go back to the landing page. As you can see, the element, for example, this card with some text inside the card, and it will transition smoothly to the next page. And every page has the magic move element. For example, this image, it can transition to the next page, and as long as the two slides contain the same or similar element, right? For example, this little cue, it will transition to a big card, right? Because the next page it's a card, the previous page is just a little rectangle, right? And so this is the main highlight of the skill. Okay, another useful feature is the overview mode, and I just press the key O. It means overview. Okay. Yeah, if I want to see the whole presentation at once, I just press the key O. It's an overview page. So I can just click any slide, for example the last slide, and it will jump directly to it. So when I move to the bottom of the page view, and there is a dark, just like the dark in the macOS, okay? And if I hover over the bullet, it will show a preview of the page, and I just click that, it will jump to that slide, okay? And then you can see the cursor effect, and I think it's pretty cool, and it will fit the color For example, if there is a dark background, the cursor will become white. So next, let's look at how the skill performs when generating slides in different visual styles. Okay, the first one is about Apple company. Okay, you can see the word Apple transition very smoothly into the next slide, and the line personal technology will transition smoothly to the next page, and the skill automatically splits it into separate words based on the layout. Yeah, each slide is automatically composed by the skill. Okay, next page. Well, you can see an image in the slide. You might wonder where the image come from. Of course, these images are generated by AI, and based on the outline of the presentation, the skill automatically write the image prompts to use them to generate matching visuals. Okay, the image generation feature is powered by this product called pipellm, and there are some models, and in this case the image generation uses Gemini through pipellm. Okay, so this is the one example. The next example is about NVIDIA. Well, you can see the color palette and the overall visual direction are automatically chosen based on the topic, right? The green, the NVIDIA green, right? Well, sometimes the skill does not use the AI image, an image or some simple graphics or shapes directly in the slide to achieve the similar effect. Okay, and you can see the visual style remains consistent across the entire deck, and each style is chosen to match the topic, right? Okay, next, this is a presentation about the gateway product that I mentioned earlier, pipellm. Well, strictly speaking, this rounded, the colorful style may not be the best fit for the technical product. Okay, I'm just using it here mainly to show you that you can manually specify the visual style. In this case, I manually asked for the softer and more rounded style and some colorful shapes. Well, you can also see the major move elements are selected quite carefully, because, for example, on this page, just change the base URL. Well, since this part probably needs a code demonstration, the text will move to the right position, right? Because this is the base URL, so this may be a comment, right? So that is roughly of the generated decks. And next, I'm gonna show you how to use the skill Magic Slide. Okay, installing Magic Slide is very simple, just like other open source skills, and you just need to install it from the command line, and you only need to copy this command and paste it into your terminal and follow the prompt step by step. Well, I have already installed it on my computer, so I will exit the installer here. But during the installation process, it will ask you to choose which agent client you want to install the skill into, such as Codex or Cloud Code. In my case, I use Codex. Well, in fact, this whole skill was built with Codex. In theory, as long as your agent client supports skills, installing and using Magic Slide should work the same way. Okay, now let's generate a deck. I will find a Magic Slide and ask it to create a presentation of around 10 slides introducing SpaceX. After we send the prompt, the model needs a little time to think. In the top right corner, you can see a task list that shows the steps Okay, at the beginning, it asks a few basic questions. For example, what is the topic, and who is the target audience, and what visual style should the deck use, and what language should the slides be in. And so we can copy the template and fill in each field and send it back to the model. For this example, I would say the audience is students and the goal is to introduce SpaceX to them. For the style, I would choose automatic, okay? For the language, I would choose English, and for images, I would choose AI generated images. So next, it asks whether we want to use web search. Well, since this is a company introduction, right? We definitely want the model to search the web. The information we provided in the prompt is not enough. So the agent needs to collect more context before writing the deck. Well, the web search here is also powered by pipellm. Most agent clients have their own built-in search tools, but the reason I use pipellm here is that our search results have been optimized. The quality of the search results is usually several levels better than the default search results from the typical agent client. Okay. Now after switching back, we can see the search has finished and the outline has been generated. The outline file is called outline.markdown. We can also look at the agent did before generating it. It reads the instructions inside the skill, includes some design guidelines and the workflow for generating an outline. Here you can see the search process as well. The agent calls a script inside the skill, and that script calls the pipellm API directly. When the outline is ready, we are happy with it, and we can tell the agent to proceed. In the next step, it generates a concise design brief. Well, the design part of this skill is based on Anthropic's open source front-end design skill, which I integrated into Magic Slide. And at this point, it says it needs to generate some images, because earlier we told the agent that this deck should use AI generated images. So you can see that is called another script inside the skill for image generation. As I mentioned earlier, that also use a model through pipellm. Okay, to use pipellm, you just go to the official website, create an API key, and when you use the skill, it will tell you how to configure the API key, okay? And now let's look at where the generated images are stored. You can see all the images are generated. Well, they have the same style, and at this point inside the sources folder, we temporarily only have one file, just the outline.markdown file, okay? Now we can see that more files has been added, including the HTML for each slide and some style files. Well, at this stage, the individual slide HTML files are not meant to be opened directly. Later, the skill will merge them into a single standalone HTML file. Well, after the merge, it also performs an injection step. This step adds the extra runtime features we saw earlier, such as the custom cursor, the magic move animation in the overview mode. Okay, now the generation is complete, and the skill automatically opens a preview page for us. Okay, the overall style is there, but the result is not perfect yet. For example, the graphic on the right looks quite bad, and some text is being covered by the image. Well, actually the process is not finished. Next, the agent will run its own validation step. it will take some screenshots of the deck and checks where there were obvious visual issues at first glance, and then tries to fix them automatically. And how does that work? Okay, well, during generation, the skill creates a QA overview panel. Okay, this panel gives the agent a full overview of all the slides. It will capture a screenshot of that overview page. When the screenshot is generated, the agent sends it back to the model and asks, at first glance, what problems do you see? Okay, if the model finds some problems, the agent will automatically revise the slides. Okay, after thinking for a while, the agent finds some issues. For example, it noticed that the heading on slide 3 may be too wide, and it also finds some issues on slides 9 and 10. Okay, let's check the slide 3. Yeah, the title is blocked, and let's look at the slide 9 and 10 as well. Well, the first pass is relatively simple automatic fix. It removes some of the obvious issue without requiring you to inspect and fix everything manually. Okay, after a little while, the agent reports that fixes are complete. Okay, let's come back and check again. The title we saw earlier now looks normal. We can also look at the other slides. For example, this layout still has some problems, and so after fixing the issues it did detect, the agent takes another screenshot to verify whether the fixes are correct. Now it thinks the deck looks acceptable and at first glance. But as humans, we can still see that there are a lot of problems. So that is why I added extra functionality to the QA overview page. Okay, for example, on this slide, I want to replace the shapes, the graphic on the right. I can click this button, revise slide, and write my revision notes directly. So I click save, and if I see another problem, I can add another note. For example, on slide 8, the text in the final card overflows, so I just describe the issue right here and save it. So after finish that, I can go back to Codex and tell it review the notes I just added. Okay, let me show you where are those notes stored. Inside the sources folder, there is a QA folder. Okay, in that folder there is a file called visualissues.json. So it's a JSON file. The JSON entities in that file are the issues we just wrote in the QA overview page. The skill reads this file, check which slide each issue belongs to, and then uses the nodes to revise the correct slide. Now it has read the issues. For example, there's one issue on slide 1 and another one on slide 8. For slide 1, I asked it to generate a new image. So you can see that image has already been generated. Let's open it and check whether it matches what we wanted. Well, you can see it generated a large image with empty space on the left and the main visual on the right. Okay, after the repair is complete, let's go back and check the slide again. And now the ugly graphic on the right has been replaced by the AI image. And for slide 8, the final card has been changed to a different layout. After the agents finish these fixes, it reminds you to go back to the QA notes and review them manually. Okay, we should confirm whether the revised result meets our expectations. And now back in QA page, and we can see that the status has changed. If a fix looks good, we can manually mark it and just click the confirm button. Of course, if there are still problems, and we can keep editing the revision note and ask the agent to revise it again. There are still other small things we might want to improve. For example, this graph still looks a bit ugly, so we could continue iterating on it. Well, the revision entry in the QA overview is just one way to modify the slide. The final change is still made by AI, right? So we can also talk to Codex directly. For example, if the rocket graphic on the slide 6 looks bad, and we can simply say in Codex, the shape on slide 6 is ugly, blah blah blah, and that works too, right? I added the QA overview workflow mainly because I think it is more convenient to review the slides side by side and write some comments directly while looking at the actual page. Okay, in the top right corner, there is an edit mode. When you turn it on, you can manually edit some slide content yourself. Well, this is useful for small changes, such as adjusting copy or replacing an image. For those edits, you do not always need to ask AI to regenerate the slide, because sometimes waiting for the agent takes too long, right? And it is not worth spending extra tokens. For example, after making some changes, you can click save and the edit will take effect. And another example, if I do not want to use this image, but I also don't want to regenerate a new one, so I can replace it with an image I already prepared. So after that, I can save with the Ctrl S or Command S. When it's saved, I can refresh the page and see that the change has taken effect. So that's magic slide. And another reason I am making video in English is that I want to practice my English. So if I make any mistakes, and please bear with me, and because my English actually comes from watching animation with my son. Yeah, so I'm still learning. If anything I shared was helpful, or if you enjoyed the video, and please give me a like and a subscribe, or you can leave a comment to share me what you think, and I will really appreciate it. And so bye bye.